Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to start with something I think is very, very important. When we looked at the overall programming, we've started with an idea, and then we went into, so we had the idea. That's, if you want, the overall procedure. We started with the idea. Then we went to describing, so description. Then we went to a pseudocode. Then we went to the program. And at the same time, we looked at all the circuits, existing circuits, and then we built. Could you unpack your things before we start, because it gets into the noise of the camera, it's picked up by the camera. Build the circuit, okay? So we're just going through revision here. Do you all have your notebook with you? I can see flying sheets of paper. Please have a logbook, because you're going to lose your notes and then you're not going to remember. It's very important to have a logbook. I told you at the start, one of the things that is very difficult in this module, which is going to make you hate the module in a way, is that I'm forcing you to think differently. And one of the things that is very important is to take notes, not on flying piece of paper that can get blown away as soon as you open the window. So, now, you need, because today we're going to start with the revision before we move anywhere. If you have any problem at any point about what I'm explaining, just stop me, okay? Just say, I don't get it, and I will repeat. So, we started with an idea. We wrote it in plain English. Then we did the pseudocode for it. And then we wrote the program. And we did that. First, we also found all existing programs, and then we wrote the program, yeah? And essentially, to simplify the thing, there is one progression and there's another progression. One is to do with the program and one is to do with the circuit. When it comes to the circuit, I think all of you could do it. And the only problem you had, which is the general problem, either you put the cable to the wrong, you connected the cable to the wrong pin, or you didn't connect to the USB port, or there was a problem with your computer to recognize the Arduino board. These are roughly the kind of problems you all had, yeah? Did you encounter any other problem with building the circuit? No. So we could say that building the circuit is something that now you're kind of comfortable with. You only have normal problems, okay? When it came to writing the program, we all had no problems with the idea. We knew we wanted a keyboard with 3 keys that played 3 tones, and the tones would change pitch according to the light intensity. We all got that, yeah? Yeah or no? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Then we wrote it into a description, and then we translated that into pseudocode, yeah? And we looked at existing programs. Did you have any problems here with the pseudocode or with the finding existing programs?
Which one should you really use to start off with if you're using an existing program and then adding the different ones into it?
Yeah. Yeah, but you pick one and you work from that one. Normally you pick it's something you learn, because it's not a science, it's an art. You can generally, either you start from blank or you start from one that seems almost doing what you want to do. Okay? Then, when we moved from the pseudocode to the program, you guys had a lot of problems. Am I right? Yeah. So we can say that the biggest danger zone for you was the transition from the pseudocode to the program. And this was your big danger zone. Yeah? Okay. So, what we're going to do today, before we go any further, we're going to revise the code that we wrote for the keyboard thing. Okay? So, and here is the code. Yeah? So the first thing we did, and I will just repeat that so you all remember. The first thing we did, so I'm going to use colors, the same kind of colors. We have green, we have, I don't have blue anymore, so we'll use purple, and we'll use, we can use black. Okay, so first, we have the comments. And here we put code by Ben, and it was the, I think it was the 8th of February 2017, and then we had a new one which is the 14th February 2017. Okay, that's the comments. Then we have the variables. Okay, we start with the constants. Those who don't change. Okay? Now which constant do we have? We have the constant which are the pins. So, and you write them like this, you put const. And we know that they are integers, so it's int. And we gave them a name, and it's key one pin. And then we give it a value. We say how much it is, yeah? We said it was 2. And we put a semicolon here to say that's the end of what we're saying here. We did the same for the other ones. And I think we did 3, 4, 5. I'm just repeating what we did before, nothing new. And then we did the next one. And then we did the last one. And then we had also the key 1, key 2, key 3. Oh, we had 4, so key 4, key 3 pin 4, and key 4 pin equals 5. Yeah, nothing new. The other constants we had were the speaker pin and the LDR pin. So we put all the constants here. That's the only difference, is that I put the constants together and the non-constants together. So we had speaker pin, and you have LDR pin. And we gave them values. So the speaker is 8, and the LDR is A0. That means 0. It's not a special character, it's 0. From the old days of computer science. Sorry, I'm a bit of a dinosaur when it comes to that. And then the only last constant we had was the constant which was the note duration, how long our note will play. And we put 25 milliseconds. So, what we've done here, in technical wording, we declared our variable and we initialized them. We said what our variables are, so we gave them a name, and then we said what they're worth, what's their value. And that's called declaring and initializing your variables. Okay? And you should always do that. Always declare and initialize your variable, even if you just put 0. That means you give a zero, you give a default value for all your variables. Okay? So now we've done the constants. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So far we have 7, yeah? So I put here the variable, we have 7. And now we're going to add the other one, the one that change. Because we have some that don't change and we have some that change. And the one that change, we have the states of the keys, and they are also integers. So here we put like this. Non-constant. So here we have the constant, here we have the non-constant. And we have, so the key state, so we have int, and then we have key 1 state, key 2 state, key 3 state, oh sorry, then key 4 state. Here we declare them, but we haven't initialized them, and we need to initialize them so that they're not floating around, we don't know what they're worth. So, that's good. Why does it do that? Is it done? Okay, how do I do that? Where's my settings? So I keep updating this, and now it tells me we have to update on the phone. So let's put this back here. What's that? Could you pause because there's a problem with the